are starting to pop out. I wonder which squads did their homework, because in Group A, we saw some squads find those recall players, take some teams out early, right? So I wonder if we're going to see that here. I wonder what's on the mindset of Team Vitality today, because they're a lock, right? They're going to the grand finals. Today could be a great day for them to make some tweaks, some adjustments, even take some risks, right? Like, hey, this is our weakness. Let's work on it here and now, so that way we're prepped, ready, so we can get that big $1.7 million prize pool in the finals.
For some of our sides that struggled yesterday, can they come alive even more? We're straight into it with a classic battle. Neox starts us off as the shots are coming through. Swinging the blade immediately there, mate.
Obscure knifing some players here. Alpha 7, a team everybody's got their eyes on today. And we got the Wolves, who were able in the final games yesterday to push themselves out of that bottom 3. And now they're facing some titans in this lobby. You got ETSH, that's a squad that needs to put something in here. Now you got EA as well. Just fights happening all over the place, and they gotta happen here pretty quickly, because this is a very Southern Circle effect. Barely getting those shots through that little tiny angle, but oh, that one was a good one. Effect making it happen here with the S12K 1v2. That's how you do it.
Zay Arena having a bit of a struggle starts there on the drop in towards Neox, looking to get that early point accumulated off the back of it. And TT happy to take those jewels quite comfortably. 3 Elim points to start us off. Obviously, Rondo's Rondo, so don't worry. There'll be a lot more action yet to come.
Oh, yeah. Non-stop action here. You can see 721GS getting a knock there onto ETSH. That's actually a very important fight here, because oh, wow, there we go. Fajita turning up the heat, making us proud. You can see down on the bottom left, Alpha 7 crowd, always so hyped, excited for their team here. They're not too far away from that top 5. Game right here could definitely put them in a good spot. Meanwhile, you got Nasser. He's got that S12K in hand. He is ready for it. Oh, he's in the wide open, though. He's got to be careful. Never mind. Rehan said, let's go find another angle.
Oh, swing outs quick as well. That's a nice connection on the doorway. Off-ankle play for Fajita, seeing if he can do too much more from this. They're going to try and bait him in, close the door, and keep him guessing. Rest of the squad going down in the meanwhile, though. Oh, Jukes! The bouncing headshot, hello!
That's what I'm talking about. Jumping and from the top ropes, able to hit that shot and save his squad. So 721GS should be able to get a full reset here. ETSH quick on that recall, their recall player not messing around here. But we're gonna see these teams really get set up and good to go. Young Galacticos only have that single player up, taking a little bit of time here to get that recall in.
Yeah, the Yangon crew quite far out, all the way over towards Horror.
Oh, that's
Can't really
why.
get to the recall either, bro.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I was like, where is he? And it looks like that's actually something we should actually take a look at, because Romeo is going to be heading towards TT Project Niaz to try and get his recall in for his team. And that would be a devastating loss for Young Galacticos to go out right here, considering that they're right there on that cutoff in 6th place.
Yeah, didn't have the best run of things yesterday in some of the matches, so if this is the way they start things off, it could be very uncomfortable. We'll give you the context to that one if it happens. In the meantime, it's still a rotation for Romeo. Like Duke said, though, Neo's in position to try and defend against that recall. Could be awkward. We'll stick with the fight we got here, though. Vitality. The Kings yesterday. But can they keep it up right now? Clash versus Dopeness, back and forth blows. Axel going down as well. He was a key piece of the puzzle. Already removed. Oh, this is not what you want, Jukes.
Ken G running wide out in the open there, getting that shot. Very, very nice on the side of Dopeness. And that is how you get it done. Now, it does look that, like, Young Galacticos Romeo was avoiding that fight. He saw TT Project there. He ends up going, most likely, all the way down to Long Ho. And he should be able to get that res for his squad in just a couple of minutes. But this circle is on the south side here. We got Nongshim Red Force all the way in the north. Things are finally starting to settle down a little bit. Actually, never mind. It's the Wolves versus Alpha 7. And Elementrix getting caught out with that nade. Obscure holding this angle, waiting for someone to cross. Oh, but here comes Godlike.
Oh, Godlike got that nice nade off the top side from Adamino. Up close and personal, they're taking the fight to Alpha 7 as well. Battling both of these squads simultaneously. It'll be a great start for Godlike. Jukes get some early energy into today's games.
Oh, boy! Wow, throwing that nade up the stairs, catching him off. Necessary's holding those angles. He's doing those tight peaks in a 1v2 situation. It's Godlike, too strong to defeat, and they are looking to be the kings of Neox Factory.
Oh, S-Power's fired up as well, dude. From one fight to the next.
He's like, what's that over there?
Sight, dude.
What's over there behind that tree, huh? Throwing them nades. Has he had the arm to get him? That looks good. It's a little short. Runs out in the open, man. Godlike Esports not playing today.
The flick on that, bro. S-Power's fired up today.
Yes, he is. Already getting some good solid points. That's 6 on the side of Godlike. That puts them in a good solid position in 5th place. And this is the thing, if Godlike win this game, what is that gonna look like for these leaderboards? That's gonna be a massive, massive gap between 5th and 6th place.
That's the thing, the artificial barrier right now. It's a very fine margin, so many point vacuums on towards the top spots. If Godlike can start out and really give themselves the best case scenario to bolster their points, could change the flow of things. That's Romeo from Yangon Galacticos, obviously went down very early, had to go for the rotate around and get his team back.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You got to make sure you hit that recall tower real quick. S2G got to hit them plays, though. Rihan getting that thirst. Yes, indeed. And you can see Masco got that heal off and shuts him down. That is how you do it there. So 7-2-1, making it happen. But you know what else? You guys can make it happen in-game with the lucky spin that's coming out, guys. Make sure you guys get in there, hit that draw, and you can get some of those insane PMWC tournament sets. Meanwhile, 7-2-1 GS gets a nice knock there onto S-Power. Godlike really looking to shut this fight down. It's a 1v2 situation. He gets one.
There we go.
Gets the thirst. Can he get the second?
Beautiful scene so far. Damage back done onto S-Power, but can the squad still save it? Ooh, quick shot, Jukes. Got to throw the clip in. Down over the toe. He thought he was slick enough to mantle, but he gets the shot off.
That had to be an accident right there. I mean, I'm sure he had his jump and climb split buttons. Sometimes we have some people combine it, but if you get just a little too close, you get that animation jumping up, and you know he was just like, oh, it's over. And
He's so exposed, no chance to fight, bro.
Oh, it's so tough. So tough. But you know what? That is great on the side of Godlike. So they take full advantage of it. Now we're seeing the zone pop dead center here as TT Project gonna go ahead and get this ready. He's carrying his teammate there. There you go. He's moving off the hill. Effect. Knocking down Aura here. And Jiggle does have an angle, but they should be able to get to safety. Oh, no fear, never mind. Yeah, no fear on the other end. He's gonna go ahead and get his revenge for his teammate there and take out 2 on the side of TT Project.
Yeah, this is far more awkward now. Trapped back just on the rock side towards the coastline. Ephes cooking the nade, wants to dash that towards No Fear. Too shallow, few more left in the inventory though. They can try and hold him back for at least a few more seconds, but they're the ones that are at panic stations. Aura waiting for the opportunity to strike. Ephes so low off the engage. Effect though, reels them in. He's looking for the flush on it as well.
Oh no, but he jumps down into the water. That actually could be a workout for him. Let's see if he's going to climb that hill. And it looks like he's trying to find the angle. He does. Here we go. Now they have 2 different angles they can actually fight this from. Evius just says, now I'm jumping down with my teammate. 2v1 situation, but can't hit the shots. And now No Fear is at the advantage. Never mind. What is happening? Shots back and forth, but No Fear finally shuts him down.
Woo. A nail-biting fight on that one. They can at least recover, still have 3 of their players alive for Hora as well and build off the back of this. And that's 8 Elim points they've racked up, leading the lobby right now.
That's the worst case scenario for this lobby because that's really like the only slot that's available there for the finals considering how well these other teams did. And Godlike are looking to close the door here nice and early, saying, you know what, if you want to try to get into the finals, you're going to need to win at least a couple games because we got such a point lead. And that is how you start it there. 8 eliminations, full squad up. It's looking good for the side of Godlike. Oh, Romeo. Sky, run for your life, drive away. And it looks like he is going to barely escape that one.
Romeo, where for art thou, Romeo? On the bridge, getting elims, but that's where he is.
He was looking right at the Sky there, and that is Aura. Now we're gonna look at No Fear, Get Thirsted. Young Galacticos gonna actually get into this next game as the circle shifts up to the north side now. They are in the blue. This is still stage 3. They can eat a little bit of this circle for now, but it's time to finally find out where that next spot's gonna be.
It's a bit more uncomfortable for Hora then, as they do get away with only that duo, and this could potentially be an even more uncomfortable entry back over towards the zone as they've got to bypass Alpha 7. Vision onto them. Ravo jumps out the vehicle. Good shot from range, consistent with the orb to shut down another one, and only Jiggle gets out. 9 elims might be where they reach and end this one.
Man, this whole tournament has been so chaotic. You want to avoid the survival stage at all costs. Yeah, it's 6 teams out of 16 moving on from that stage. Still, though, I mean, you do not want to be put in that situation. I'm talking to you, Alpha 7. Meanwhile, Team Vitality getting into it with 7-2-1 GS. They do end up having one player knocked. Team Vitality, so strong yesterday. Gonna go out early here. They do get 4 eliminations, but like I said, they can do whatever the heck they want today.
Yeah, this is a quiet one for them. They've already done the hard part. Fair play, though, mate. On the other side of the spectrum, right? Yes, Vitality, our top dogs, they're out. But look who's climbing up from the depths. This is now 11 eliminations they've picked up, getting over the safety of the threshold so far, Jukes. Maintain this, you could save your tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, that is a perfect start on the side of 7-2-1 GS. And considering that it's in Rondo, right? The chance to really make up for a bad day one, and they're doing it, right? I mean, double-digit eliminations. Now it's all about just getting into that end game. So I want to see them get themselves in a good, solid position and just focus up. Because ETSH, Hustler's crew, all right, Dopeness have not done anything so far.
No, they really haven't, and Dopeness as well. You know, you're down to just the solo. Couple elims, sure, but it's been quiet outside of that. And that was the third-party fight that opened things up to allow them to collapse onto it. The replay here is when Dopeness lost a lot of their members up against Vitality. I'm curious, Jukes, as well. I think mechanically yesterday we saw Alpha 7 look very good in terms of how they were approaching the game, but they never had any luck on their side. Yeah.
I mean, this is what I was saying. You know, I was looking at their numbers for the past 2 international tournaments. They were getting tons of eliminations and like 0 placement points. Very, very low on that end. And so I want to see them get into finally some late games and show what they can do.
Yeah.
It's just been so difficult lately, especially when you have a few teams just do something so insane, right? It's wild to see what happened yesterday. But today's a new day. Another team that I want to see make something happen is Tianba, right? I expected a lot from this squad. And now they are still very far down the leaderboard. You can see them pushing into that circle from the south side. Let's see if they can make it up here in Rondo.
For Alpha 7, their eyes might be lighting up off the back of the recall for Dopeness. They're all parachuting back in relatively close by. Could be a chance for those 3 to fight with the arena in close proximity, but Tianba are in the move, back in towards the zone. Godlike not far out with Manya. Just up on the ridge side there, supported by the rest of the crew. It was a bumpy early game for Yangon, but after that recall, they've been pretty comfortable, at least on their rotation path.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it worked out well for them, especially considering that they were pretty late in this game because of that recall. It took a long, long time. But, you know, that's the way this game works. Sometimes those circles just shift and the fights happen in such a perfect way where you're able to sneak your way into zone pretty clear. It doesn't happen often, so when it does, you got to take advantage of it. And no better place to happen, honestly, in Rondo, right? The game where you can end up with 39 points.
all about those big finishes. Curious if there's a chance we get a bit of an extension into each other there with Dopeness. Right on top of Smile. He's the one player that's fragmented off from the 1-3 split they've currently got going. SayCloud further out doing a bit of scouting as well. This is the establishing shot for Tianba and Godlike. Godlike obviously far more set up with cover to work with off the back of the warehouses. Tianba not so lucky.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to hold this little valley right here and hold it good for now. Not a terrible spot in this next zone, not the best either, but this is Tianba after all. Still pretty wild to see them down in 12th place, 24 points, very uncharacteristic and unexpected, at least from a lot of people here. You got QZZ, a superstar that can really, really ring things out. But all it takes is, for a lot of these teams, just one good situation where their back's against the wall and let their gun skill shine. And, I mean, I would not be shocked with Tianba, who has 0 points right now. They could end up with 20 very easily here.
72-1 GS as well. Still looking to see if they can squeeze any more points out of this one. Dopeness taking the hits onto Alpha 7. A bit of a back and forth already. Ravo looking to close the gap as he drives by. Good control. Switching seats and hitting shots as he puts them down. And quite quickly, manhandles Dopeness. They do lose Korea though, so it will be a 3-man squad for the A7 crew.
Yeah, you can see the crowd showing off them Rebo jerseys. The man, the myth, the legend is here, and he is putting in some work. This is what we needed to see from A7. 8 eliminations so far. You're right, yeah, Carrillo did get taken out, but for 8 elims, that is a sacrifice that you got to be willing to take. But job's not done yet. Still a lot more work if you want to make it straight to those finals, and they do get a nice knock there onto Mormon.
Alpha 7. Looking like they're starting to hit that high tempo. Caught whiff of the arena further back and take pot shots onto them. Meanwhile, before the zone moves, you can see Ida took a few shots over the Hustler crew, and that's the crunch in, Jukes.
That's the crunch in that's going to make things interesting. The circle goes to the north side. That's huge on the side of Godlike right here. A perfect zone shift for them. Taking a look there at the leaderboards so far. This is the problem, though, right? I mean, we were so hype about Alpha 7. 9 eliminations. This is a great game, right? The problem is that you're hunting down 5th place. Godlike have 8. So you've only closed that gap by 1 point so far.
Try as they might, there's still so much more to do. And even then, during the map feed, we could see like they were getting consistent damage back over to E Arena. So they're not giving up any of this fight. They're still looking like they want to try. They know the win condition, Jukes.
Yeah. This is the problem, though, right? If you don't have a great day 1, you could have a good, solid day 2, but it could be too late, right? Especially if you see consistency from those top 5 teams. They're going to keep on pushing that point threshold even further and further beyond. So for Alpha 7, if you want to catch up to top 5, yeah, the 10-point game isn't going to be enough. You're going to need a 20 to try and close that gap. So they still are in this game with 3 players up. The problem is that Godlike is as well, as so is every team that really matters, because Vitality, no one catching them. They can go out early. But for everybody else still here, it's going to make things interesting.
72-1 GS going in on Alpha 7. They've got an opening knock. They want to try and capitalize off it, Jukes. They've swung rounds. That's one tag back over, but it doesn't look like it's going well from the elimination feed right now. This could be the downfall of Alpha 7. Seems like it's just a solo remaining, trying to hold on to it. This is the POV.
There we go. We got it now. You can see Guizhou trying to get some shots down range, shooting, busting some vehicles here all over the place, but he gets put in a blender. E-Arena, they heard that fight happen, and they came to disrupt it, and they definitely did. But now Young Galactico said, oh, you want some of that action? We'll take some of that as well, and they take him out.
Cleanup crew plays. Goodbye, E-Arena. See you later, Alpha 7. Meanwhile, Godlike have been battling versus ETSH. It's all kicking off around the zone. 72-1 GS. They thought they were cooking with gas. Silenced on the clap back there. Yangon Galacticos. Trying to get them to remember their name, Jukes. They got to say it with their chest.
What an interesting play, honestly. 7-2-1 GS, 15 eliminations, doing so good. They're like, yeah, let's go to the spot where we just saw 2 teams get wiped out immediately. And unfortunately, one of their players gets knocked. But here comes the rest of these squads.
Godlike popping off on the top side. They shut down ETSH. Big plays from Godlike as the crowd starts to give them even more energy. Meanwhile, this encounter between 72-1GS and Yangon Galacticos rages on. Arcs the nades in.
Oh.
Stereo setup, Dukes. Here comes the boom.
Bang, bang, bang. 721GS getting punished by Yangon Galacticos. Tough start for them, and now looking to finish strong. It's all up to Masco. And those nades are just inching closer and closer. He's got to hit some shots here to buy himself some time.
Ooh, zone shift as well, crunching in. It's still good for Godlike.
The crowd went nuts.
They're loving that.
The second they saw that shit, they're like, that's what I'm talking about. This is our game to win. And this is worst case scenario, literally for the entire lobby, because that's the one team you didn't want to pop off, because that was the one slot that looked juicy, available. But now it's looking like it's long gone. Let's see what Yangon Galacticos can do, though. They're going to start pushing up onto Masco. Yeah, Masco, oh man, those plays, those shots too strong. No way he survives this. Yeah, he's a goner.
Yangon Galacticos, slowly but surely, getting their head above water, piecing together some big plays, but Tianba, are they the squad that can clash and take this goods location off of Godlike? Well, S-Power's nade has other ideas, and Adamino also steps up to the plate, leaving two of the Tianba squad down on the deck. This is the push in from Milu. Shotgun, low HP on Godlike, quick shots, but he can't quite find it. Panic stations, Duke, they're all going down.
S-Power is shutting down this monster squad. Said, oh, I hear you coming this way. Eat some of these nades, baby. And now QZZ stuck in the blue zone. He's just going to go out here. He said, you know what? Deny the point, and Godlike looking unstoppable here in this match.
Do we need to say more? The energy of the arena here in Paris says enough about the excitement from the plays from Godlike. And like you said early, they're ruling the roost, gifted the angle to stay where they wanted to be with the zone, and Tianba was the only squad that tried to fight them for it, and they failed. Hey,
you know what? Some people could say that's a lucky shift, but Godlike, they're making their own luck here. Tianba pushed up, and they shut that down so dang fast. Yangon Galacticos, they're in trouble here. They're on that south side. They're outside of the zone. They're getting gate kept by everybody down here. Now it's all up to Say Cloud to make a play for his team and try to get these reses. He's going to throw the smoke, but the zone is closing. Yeah, Say Cloud's going to be the only one up left.
So low in HP, in a horrible position.
And here comes Blue. And bye-bye.
Give yourself up to it. Unless there's a hero play to be made, it'd have to be something miraculous.
Oh.
I mean, they've got a divot off the back of the damage to the terrain. He could save Romeo with at least Nonshin Red's force attention right now, not being hard stuck on him. I mean, Dukes, it's better than going out.
Got him up, and that does deny the point at least. So if they go down the blue zone, then they're going to deny it here. Romeo inching up little by little, is going to try to make a play, though. Here he goes, throwing some nades out. Gets knocked there. And so easy said, yeah, no, I'm getting that confirmation. I need those points.
Just Say Cloud left them. He's still got a ton of utility left to work with as he throws in that nade. Zone eating away at him. I mean, it's good chip damage, and it's even making it more enticing for Godlike to take pot shots at him. He's just trying to buy time to live out.
Yeah, he's using that heal strat to maybe even get a little bit of extra placement. The problem is though, that the second the zone pops in 5 seconds, he's gone. So let's see. Can he even get that heal off? Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Yeah, so his play zone is going to take out Yangon Galacticos there, as Nongshim Red Force are the team holding the south side, but Godlike are just spreading their wings here, saying it's time. We want all these eliminations. Let's shut down this game in some beautiful fashion.
How far can they take it? A quieter approach to things from S2G on this one. Nonshin playing it smart, playing their cards close to their chest, but they've suffered a fair bit of damage off the back of being pinned into this position, being shot at from 2 angles. Whereas Godlike, they've just been ruling the roost, Jigs.
I mean, they got a baker's dozen already. They're looking real good. 13 eliminations. And look at this, finding those tight angles, tight peaks. They know this game's in the bag here. It's literally Godlike's game to lose. Let's see if they can close it out, though. That's always going to be the question. Oh, Nongshim are there. They are toast, dude. They're forced to run out in the wide open. No smokes available. And man, they just get deleted. Godlike soaking up all these eliminations. If you're Noxious Red Force, honestly, it's really interesting to see them kind of go for this strategy here, as they're going to be feeding a lot of points on the side of Godlike. And that is 16 on the day. Then Group B's rondos have just been ridiculous.
Yeah, we've not seen anything like it, man. Some crazy games. As you'd expect, Nonshin, they had no pathway back in to try and vie for contest this game. So the last man falls, and this is what it comes down to. STG versus Godlike. They had a bit of a scouting play. They found this duo of Mania up towards the top side. Might want to actually collapse on it. Lost goes in quick. S-Power cooking the nade. Good chip damage from Mania. Switches to the shotgun. Baits them in. He wants to fight, and the nade from S-Power once again is a delight for this roster, as they are sending reverberations throughout the Qiddiya City grid, bringing the heat down on S2G.
S-Power is just insane. He's been throwing heat-seeking missiles all game long and opening the fight for his team. A full 4v4. S2G tried to catch a couple of their players off guard, but it's S-Power, baby. You can't shut him down that easy.
You can't stop S-Power, and you cannot silence Godlike in this moment. Adamino for the closing play as Godlike take this chicken dinner with ease.
That is how you do it here, folks. And you can see the look on their faces saying, make some noise, Bears. It's Godlike's time to shine.
The energy of this arena says enough about the excitement and the plays that this team has been making, and they deserve every bit of celebration they're getting, Jukes.
Absolutely, man. I mean, this was that one slot that looked like it was available. The top four looking very far away, very out of reach. But Godlike said, you know what? Let's just shut that door right here and right now. This top five is locked, right? Now, at the same time, there's still quite a few games left here, right? You got to put up consistent points, but if those top five do that, it may just be too far to reach.
That's the scary bit, right? Is obviously some of the other squads that were above the teams that were looking to climb, they fell out pretty early there. Like Vitality not getting a great game out of this one. Godlike capitalizing where it matters most. Like you say, dude, you've made it so much harder for the mid-portion teams. You want to get into finals? Yeah, good luck. You might just have to go to survival, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, even a team like Alpha 7, who was doing great this game, right? They had a good, solid amount of eliminations, but at the end of the day, you know, you could put up a 15-point game. If the team you're hunting down puts down 16, you did nothing. As a matter of fact, now you're behind a point, right? So that's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. It takes full-fledged consistency in both days, and look at that. I mean, they just basically said, hey, bring it, baby. Good luck. Try catching us now.
Oh, yeah. Pulling ahead. Everyone's blowing up. You can hear the excitement, bro. It's insane, the energy we've got here right now at EWC. And it's a spectacle to behold. You come in to what was an explosive day yesterday of sheer talent, unexpected.
It's most likely going to happen on Arendelle. So here we go, folks. Match number 2 of Group B. Final day of the groups, right? We still have survival stage coming up, but it's all come down to this. So yeah, 15-point gap. Now, you know, mathematically, for all you guys watching, you're like, hey, come on, it's 15 points. It can still happen, right? And it definitely can. The issue is the fact that the top 5 teams are still going to get points, right? So, you know, if we see the top 5 put up 5 points here, that's now a 20-point gap, right? So, honestly, I think if you are in that 6th place on down, I wonder what the coaches are saying, right? I think if it's you're gonna have to start really talking about, guys, like a regular game is no longer okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, right? Just be like, look, guys, I want to let's cut our losses. Just go for a hard drop. Do something. We've got to just try something.
Yeah.
If we can starve them from getting no points, I believe in Paris that'd be nil points. Well, there you go. Check that one, Max Man. Let me know. Yeah, if you can actually just target them and deny them physically even being able to play one battleground here, just starve them out for a game. Maybe you've got a chance. But yeah, like you say, normality, probably not going to be ideal. This ain't normal though, bud. We're getting these circles again.
Oh, are you kidding me? Here we go. again. Southern Flame Path, super northern circle. You know, I would normally be like, Team Vitality, ain't too happy about that. But yeah, again, like probably no one's catches of the day pretty much no matter what. So they're good with this one. But this could be a good opportunity, right, for the rest of the lobby to make something happen here. Now, one of the teams that desperately want to is Yangon Galacticos. Okay, they're in 6th place with 46 points. They're right there below that cutoff. And this is not the best circle for them at all.
No, far harder of a rotation. Obviously something they're quite comfortable with in terms of the drop location. But like you say, having to make that whole wrap is going to be brutal for them. But we've got something that's going to be very exciting for all of the viewers, James.
Yeah. And it's gonna be that Naruto skin. That's right, guys. Join that Uzumaki Naruto event. Get that Ninetales Yuri on. Get your hands on that bad boy because the AUG is OP. And you're gonna do it in style. We're here. But oh, look at this. Oh, nice little shot there back from Jiggle. He put up a fight. But Godlike, man, I'm telling you, these guys are just having a phenomenal day. It's wild to see 39 points in Rondo on day 1, and then Godlike bust down 30 here. So, I mean, when it comes to Rondo, Group B just weren't playing.
No, he certainly had the upper echelons of Rondo gameplay. Made it look super exciting in some of the instances we've been gifted over yesterday and today. And the ideal scenario, like you touched on there for Godlike, right? Come back in swinging once again. Target some of these squads. The only benefit to that is if you're playing with a 3-man squad for Horo, if this is a bit more of a weakened knee, there's a chance where obviously Godlike thinking, right, we can try and lap them, push ourselves further into the safety net. Helps them out. The other teams, not so much. Still got to be a far better game.
Man, I tell you, if I'm any of these other teams in this lobby and I see Godlike already starting off with elimination, I'm like, oh, this is not good. You know, like they're already getting hot off the rip. That's going to make things tough. So I'm talking about Yangon Galacticos all the way down to Tianba. It still freaks me out to see Tianba down in 13. I had them as a lock for top 5 here. That's going to make the survival stage that much more interesting, though, right? I mean, we heard Neptura, right? She was happy to see some movement from Alpha 7. I am as well, but you got to look at the reality of things, right? Like, that game was good, but it did nothing. It really didn't do anything when it comes to them trying to make it into top 5, purely because of how good our top 5 teams did.
No, that's the kind of the rough part about it. It's what we've been saying from the games we saw yesterday as well, where mechanically they're making the right moves. You know that they're damn talented as individuals as well. They're playing off each other nicely. It looks like the comms are looking far cleaner in moments of chaos, but that only goes so far. If you're not able to get yourself into a good position, constantly fighting heads and tails to get even a reasonable compound, a reasonable location in the zone, man. Just feels like you're coming in doing this on hard mode, realistically.
Literally. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed here, especially in PMWC live here in Paris, is good games are good and all, right? But the thing is the teams at the top of the leaderboards, they're not doing good games. They're not even doing great games, right? They're doing something special. They're doing something that we've never seen before. And you just can't compete with that, right? Just good isn't good enough here at this stage. If you want that top prize pool, you got to break records. You got to do something special.
I think it's spot on. It's what we've seen. The quality of competition has raised to a new level. And these are going to be terrifying squads to have back when we get all the way through towards finals. That's a conversation for another time, though. Yangon Galacticos taking some shots over onto S2G. A bit of a sleeper squad to the previous game. Gave a good run of things, all things considered, with how they approached it. Kamikaze limping away, crossing his fingers, thinking maybe there's a chance, maybe I can get picked up. Just don't give Marnet another knock for free off the back of it. That's the worst case.
I already know what he's telling his teammate. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. I promise, I'm promise. Give. And he got it. Nice. Soul K able to catch Kamikaze there, but Yangon Galacticos are looking in this direction. Ooh, those stairs. All it takes is one little bullet through it, but oh, he does get that res. So now, hopefully, we're going to see Kamikaze get to safety. There's a bridge gatekeep on a northern zone, too. That's ridiculous. I'm surprised we're seeing Young Galacticos take so much time to do this, because this is on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, they're not on the mainland. And they've got a long way to go as well. You got a lot of attention from them, at least looking back over towards the coast. I mean, Smile's in a position where potentially, if they're not ready for the read, if he bobs up Jigs, couple quick shots here. Ooh, could be the difference maker. I mean, Marnet's got the shot off again, so a re-knock onto Kamikaze. Smile's advancing. This could be really bad.
I don't like this fight at all, personally. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because if you're S2G, you're in 7th place, 45 points, right? You're gatekeeping and out of position in the next circle. Like, I get you're trying to hunt down 4 eliminations, but that's not enough, right? In order to get into that top 5, it's chicken dinner time. So to risk putting yourself behind positioning-wise, it's just not worth it. I think at this point, just leave this fight. Go into the circle, try to get into that endgame.
Gone on the underside of the bridge, so Kamikaze can at least keep himself safe for now and try and catch them off guard, peeking from the other angle. They have that hovercraft waiting for them effectively as like the escape plan. But yeah, it's super elongated battle between these two. Burning through so many of your early reserves as well, just trapped, just sitting pretty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I get it. You're really committing for 4 eliminations here. But again, you're more than 15 points, I think 16 points behind 5th place. So it's an interesting play. But who knows, right? S2G could get these 4 limbs, run into circle, catch a lucky third party, and it could work out. But at the end of the day, that zone goes even more north. This strategy is looking more grim by the second.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for them, does it? How they're so close, man, in terms of the standards. So like, they're super heavily convinced about this being worth it. But you can see the difference of a team like Vitality. They've gone, right, it's time to go. There's no one on our bridge. Let's get out of here safely.
I just imagine, like, Team Vitality, the comms right now, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, la 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 la, we're good. You know, like, oh, why don't we just take a look at Pachinki? You know, what? You guys need anything else? An extra energy drink? Anything like that? They're just so solid on the leaderboard. It's ridiculous here. But oh, here we go. Big fight here. 7-2-1 GS. Get into it, Tianba. QGZ turn around with a shotgun. Gets a couple little hit markers, but it's not good enough. Gonna have to make a play. Oh, but that is Tianba of all teams getting eliminated, and another huge start.
You got Alpha 7 as well, keeping their eyes on this with Wolves also right on top of them. The dinner bell's been rung, Jukes, and this is what we're expected to see. What's going on? Alpha 7?
The aggression is ramping up. I think they listen to their coaches. They're like, we have to fight early. We need tons of eliminations if we want to make it to the finals, and it's dopeness battling it out with A7. A7 down to a single player. It's disaster for the Brazilian team.
Man, I need to see that one back from their POV, Jukes. Problem stations here. This is getting brutal for them already. Alpha 7 just with Obscure left. It felt like they had seized an opportunity to attempt to third party onto that and squeeze some points, but it all blows up in their face, literally.
Oh, such a rough finish for A7. Down to just Obscure here. Really fortunate on the side of 7-2-1 GS, who in that last game, and if they do good on this one, should put them in a really, really good position to at least make it to the survival stage. And who knows, right? I mean, with a good chicken dinner here, could even possibly get them a little closer to that top 5. We'll have to see how Arena, Godlike, do in this game. But now we're just gonna see Alpha 7. Yeah, Obscure just gonna have to do something for his team here. Really, really needs to sneak away a couple of eliminations.
You see the migration from S2G. The did abandon their post in the end, leaving the bridge. Here's the replay. Okay, so this is it. It looks like it was the teammate, then I imagine, on the bounce.
Oh no!
Saw it in the Elim feed, Jukes. I'm thinking, how on earth has this happened? Like, you're just trapped in a building? What's going on? The strafe with a nade. Oh, mate.
Those windows used to be bigger. I think that's what it was.
I don't even know if that would have helped, but nade's not that big.
You gotta thread that needle, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it didn't. It wasn't really a needle, it was a whole window. But you know what, it happens. It happens. You're under pressure, you got vehicles driving up on you, you're trying to make it to the finals, and just one little misplay, you get punished. Yesterday, we saw the Wolves, right, flip a car and get taken out because of it. And that just goes to show at this high level, one tiny mistake could be meaning going to the finals or going home.
Didn't expect that one.
You'd be fuming as well.
Oh, yeah.
I hope the mental isn't brittle off the back of the team, Nate. You got to reset from it, Jukes.
Yeah, looking at the bottom of the leaderboards here, the fact that Tianbo went out so early, we're going to see them in the bottom 3, most likely here after this game alone. I mean, you got Dopeness only 1 point away from passing them up. ETSH are still up with 4. Hustlers Crew are up with 3. So one of the favorites going into this lobby who, in my opinion, QZZ is one of the best players in the world. To see them struggle so hard in Group B is just shocking for me. But let's look over here at E Arena, who are gonna have the warehouse near Severny. This is a really solid position. No matter where the zone goes, they're gonna have a lot of real estate to be able to drive to there. So let's see how they decide to defend against it. It's not even that easy to press up on.
TT on the quick rotate. Last remember from Alpha 7 there in Obscure, down on the deck.
And they're getting themselves into the zone,
Forging a path forward, and thankfully haven't been popped off by any of the teams in these positions, although maybe that will change with No Fear. Oh, chip damage, Dukes, but not enough.
Put some shots down range, and now everyone's just playing keep away. Say, hey, no, someone's here. Do not full send it onto my building, please, and thank you. Oh, Wolves, okay. Nice nade there on the 721 GS. That's a huge fight. That's 10th and 11th place going at it. But it looks like they are just within little nade range. Not fighting it out just yet. Now we're gonna look at Godlike. Okay, Godlike mighty close here to Young on Galacticos. I don't think Young on Galacticos want any of this fight right now. They're just gonna push a little bit further down south the hill. Mormon catches Slonic. Oh, the Wolves looking hurt here, as that's 2 players down, but Elementrix, we're seeing a battle go out, and here he goes. Elementrix getting thirsted, and I believe that is the Wolves eliminated.
The Wolves not surviving as a pack. 1 by 1, they're gone. The Arena resetting off the back of it. Grab Mormon, throw him in the vehicle, and get away to pick him up.
Yeah, wild to see here. Is E Arena going to push on over to that warehouse? We see Young Galacticos just south of Godlike, underneath the hill. Romeo, yeah, using that hovercraft. That's the vehicle to use to get some extra intel. They're pushing up with it. Immediately, Godlike start putting some shots just to try and get it down a little bit further. But Young Galacticos are like, hey, yeah, we're here. Do you want to fight us? Maybe? Maybe you guys just go in the zone, we do as well? Well, let's see what happens.
Yangon don't want that smoke, man. Ooh, Snake Cloud with the back exposed. S-Power.
Lucky.
I know, dude. He's been so slick as well. That's the one time we've not seen him get an instant elim off something like that.
Yeah, I didn't think he was expecting to see someone white out in the open. And when you just give him that tiny pixel, he knocks it down. S-Power on point. That's the fight to open things up. Ooh. Oh, and his nades, too, have been so dangerous today. It's a 4v3 situation. Let's see how Godlike decides to take this fight. They're already starting to wrap around, get their claws into Young Galacticos. They're going to have to get moving here pretty quick.
Yeah, the pincer play. Wrap around, set up, giving their squad more of an understanding of what's going on here, whilst the rest of our teams around the zone do begin to duel one another. F is there from TT, falling. Zerich replying back onto 721 GS. And that fight does result in them going down. Out of the running, but another game with 6 elims, Dukes.
Unreal. Now TT Project are down to 1 as well. That's 10th through 13th. Pretty much almost out here. That's a huge opportunity for our bottom 3 to get out of there. And meanwhile, Neon's actually does a good job of getting a knock on the ETSH. So he's keeping his team alive. Oh, gets knocked. Now it's just up to effect. Last player up for TT Project. Now getting ran over, and that is them gone. And this is a huge opportunity now for ETSH. 7 points on the board. They're looking good to get themselves out of that bottom 3.
Looks like we lost Obscure from Alpha 7 there as well. I believe that was E-Arena that went for the wrap down, found the solo, and dispatched him, so he's gone.
Unreal here. St. Cloud now pushing up onto Godlike, but S-Power is on point all day long. Valiant Admino with another knock. Punishing Young on Galacticos. And a 6th place goes out here. This is top 5, pretty much all in it. This is the worst case scenario for this lobby.
God, this is absolutely brutal. Smile's literally the only one that could get away. Got back behind the vehicle, pieced out to create space between the two, but for Godlike, it seems like the fight isn't going to be over. It's only just getting started. Nonshin Red Force close by, S2G as well, pushing up the hill. Nades onto the smokes. Fingers crossed that it'll connect onto someone.
S-Power gets in the vehicle. Oh, goodness gracious. This lobby is looking pretty crispy at this point, because our top 5 teams are all in this. Bunch of teams in that mid-pack are gone. Next zone does pop, goes right towards that center position. Godlike are going to use that high ground and gun skill to dominate this side of the map. And it looks like they are looking way too good to start the day. Man, S-Power has just been ridiculous today. And that last game was insane. Even here, his shots are just so on point. He came ready to play today.
He's quick, stylish, certainly delivering out there on the battleground, Jigs.
Maybe that's what the S stands for.
Hey, oh. I wouldn't fault him for it. He's been living up to the brand with the plays he's been making. E-Arena. A lot of utility left to work with, and they're casting that up towards this little ridge. A rock between them and ETSH. Nearby bounce on the nade. Afriko's got to double back slightly for Hita. Somewhat effective in these angles. Slight off angle where he can peek down on you. He loves these sort of peeks.
Come on, Fajita. Let's see what you can do. Oh, Attorney K getting hit with that nade. He's going to back it on up. So you know what? I'll leave those smokes right there. Looks like they're seeming to throw a bombardment on them. So E-Arena doing a good job. Back it up. Just, hey, take our time. We can't afford to get knocked here. This is still stage 5. This is wild. I mean, I think these teams in the mid-pack all played super aggressive, and it just didn't work out for, like, almost any of them.
It's the exact opposite of what really they needed to get out from this one. The rich will only get richer towards the top, and our bottom 3 squads all still in the running. That's where the movement could be off a game like this. If ETSH can keep up the gameplay we've seen with 4 players alive and 7 elims in the bank already, maybe they can start to climb out.
Nice knock there. Kamikaze gets a nade onto Admino from Godlike. Here we go. It's Godlike versus S2G. Good nade in that direction. Ooh, doesn't hit the mark just yet. And meanwhile, yeah, look at that smile from Young Galacticos, just hiding for his life here.
He's just sat inside that smoke. Oh, the vehicle so close to finding him as they're looking to bonnet him. S-Power's on the move as well.
Oh!
Chicaning around, but S2G lose another player down to 2. Lost, living up to his name because he's panicking right now. Can't quite find him, but S-Power takes a bullet to the back of the head. The SMG delivers. Goodbye, Godlike, as S2G win out on that one.
Huge, huge play on the side of S2G right there. Right on time, too. You take out Godlike, who have now moved into 2nd place. You got to get these reses, though, and the blue zone is closing. They're going to go ahead and pick him up, get him into that vehicle. It's smoke. Oh, never mind. Says, this ride is for myself and myself alone as I'm driving into a whole bunch of shots. Oh, Soul K. That is looking like it is going to be it. Yeah, he has to move away from the vehicle. It explodes. And S2G, nice fight, but not able to convert anything afterwards.
Hey, there's Vitality as well, getting LOS onto that. They see them and instantly farm through, stealing away some extra points. Does Smile make a move? The solo here from Yangon. He's thinking about the big picture, Jukes, but look how tempting this is.
Hello! And Razy somehow survived that. The trap was sprung, and he was able to get out with the cheese. He got out with the cheese, unscathed.
Ludicrous scenes, quick wrap around. Ooh, can't make it back in. That is going to be the deny out then. No chance to re-peek into the zone. Points denied, Yangon removed.
What is this leaderboard? What is this leaderboards, my man? What's going on here? So we got 4 from the top 5, 2 from the bottom 3, and only 1 in the mid pack. Does it need to be said here? Does it need to be said here, folks? This is insane.
Feeling pretty defined. Feels like it's all just inevitable with how it's been going. ETSH, realistically the only one towards the bottom side with anything to be earned from this. Dopeness only down to a duo. And the last man of Aura in Sleepy, tucked in behind the tree. Hyunbin not far away either.
And honestly, he's doing enough, right? If you're Aura, you're just trying to put up, 4 or 5 points a game, that could be enough to just put yourselves into those finals. Considering that, yeah, I mean, all the mid-pack teams aren't going to have that 20-point pop-off game that they needed. There's only, I think, 1 that stands a chance. And it's going to be tough, considering that almost all the lobby, the top of the lobby is still here. Look at this, Youngshim Red Force with 1. They're doing exactly what they need to. Now it's ETSH, the team that needs to get themselves out of the bottom. Now just getting destroyed on the side by E-Arena, the Thai squad. Deleting them out of there. Nice push, though. They did get some good, solid eliminations, but they're going to still need to do a whole lot more if we want to see them in that survival stage.
Yeah, I had to squeeze extra from this one. That's why you were saying good isn't enough anymore. For them, it's not going to bail them out. Dopeness, though. The Dope duo looking to clash versus Ida. First one falls. E-Arena even trying to siphon points off the back of that, and they do so successfully, taking down Dopeness. Hyunbin falls. Razy loses his footing on the rocks.
MG3, so good, but you know what? Its weakness is when you're getting shot in the back. Unfortunate there for Razy. Again, Team Vitality just flexing at this point. They still have 2 players up. Youngshim Red Force get that thirst. And, all the teams at top are doing exactly what they need to. Hey, just survive, put some decent points on the board, and it's a lock. Considering that there's only 5 teams remaining, all these teams are going to be getting some good, solid placement points. The real eyes on and storyline left is Ida. Like, if you're Ida right now, the best thing that can happen is you take out this entire lobby here and now.
Just have a monstrous game from it. Give it your absolute all. It's not going to get any easier, though. Weird timeline where Sleepy could probably sneak into the zone unnoticed as well, because Nonshin cleared this whole area, so they might not expect anyone to be there. They didn't find him tucked in behind the tree, so he's looking to just steal points if he can.
Woo. Schweppes practicing his TIG welding right there, making sure that he goes and he's walking that cup, fixing that vehicle, getting it loaded up for the rest of the match. I wonder if Ida has that IQ to understand if they were doing enough elimination feed tracking to have a good idea of who's left in this lobby. It's quite difficult with everything that's going on. But if they have a good, solid idea of who's left, then they need to realize that they got to amp this aggression up. Like, why not? If you're Ida, you need to wipe this entire lobby out if you have a chance at getting top 5, because if you don't, and we see 4th and 5th place get chicken dinners, like, top 5's gone. So let's see what they decide to do here. I understand why they're playing it very pensively. They want to make sure that they get to that end game, but you got to ramp up the aggression.
Sleepy spotted in the end. He's hoping he could worm his way back into the zone, but not this time. Nonshin Red Force looking for a bit of an assess on the situation. Got a good lay of the land from the position they're in. Vitality close by towards Ida as well. The arena with a bit of a scouting play. Tourniquet there in the back of the vehicle. Limited cover as well, Jukes. And Nonshin, such an open angle to just take pot shots.
Oh man, this circle not too kind as there's a lot of open field in that center. Everyone's gonna have to play the edge. I would like to see Ida go push up into these buildings though and challenge Team Vitality. They need to, honestly. They have to clear the south side out pretty quickly. And you can see them in the vehicles, in the buggies, just getting some more information for now. Rita though is just moving up ever so closely. He could hear those steps. He knows they're in that building.
Audio cue giving the game away somewhat. Rita with the nades as well, pinpooled on it. If he gets a chance to arc it in, find a knock, then they could collapse, but they are starting to fragment over as well. Darkin advanced towards the zone, looking to get set up near the cover they found. Two players make it in. Darkin with a knock over to Hyunbin as well. Fires back up onto this ridge and does go to the zone, looking to get set on it. Audio cue giving the game away somewhat.
He could hear those steps
As well. Johnson to Ida.
So if that doesn't do it, Nongshim Red Force later.
So many smokes being arced here, setting themselves up for it, trying to create some semblance of cover to protect them from Nongshim, block off the line of sight, and then take the fight over. Deep nade in as well. Nongshim aren't sleeping either. They're thinking about just taking the hit to him. It could be a three-way battle for the finish instantly. Tizzy so low.
Oh, Schweppes got so much damage onto him. But now we're going to see Ida throw some good nades onto Nongshim Red Force. That's 2 knocks for them. This is the best case scenario. They need to wipe out this entire lobby if they want a chance. Here they go, and they are starting to do it little by little. But now E-Arena have woken up. Now they're starting to put in some work.
So much damage. So little time to try and fix the issues you've suffered from that encounter, and E-Arena know that the knee is weak. Seeing if they can make him buckle with Schweppes.
Another one.
Clearing through. Good shots on target. Brings us down to just a duo on either side. Mormon with utility as well. He's only got that one Molotov left in the back pocket. 100 rounds of ammo on the org as he shoots up. Emre sneaking in.
That one hurt. Unfortunately, that was his second to last name. Ooh, that molly. Mighty close. And Mormon gets the knock. Single player up left. It's Schweppes and Mormon versus the final player from Ida.
Darkin. Can he somehow find a way to follow through and win this 1v2 peak up? Oh, it's good!
That's huge.
Schweppes falls. They've got the revive off in the meantime. Mormon primes the nade. Tiny K tucks in behind the wall. Nade misses. Darkin peaks. That's on target.
Headshot.
Good shot. Follow-ups there. HG takes him away as Tiny K falls. Mormon closes the gap in the shotgun standoff, but will he win it? No!
Are you kidding me? What a finish! It's Ida getting it done in the 1v3.
Played it to perfection, Jukes.
Woo! Let's go.
They go for the res, he gets the engage off, wins the 1v1, isolates it with a nade, finishes him off, up close, sweating bullets with the shotgun, shuts it down and gets the dinner.
DBS behind the tree, using that shotgun whip technology, saying, you know what, I'm gonna shoot that shot before you could even see me, and goodbye. I mean, this was perfect case scenario. Literally, this is what they needed to do if they want a shot at the finals, and they did it the hardest way possible. That was not easy. Look at the shot. Bye-bye.
The quick taps on it. Fast fingers. And brilliant decision-making with how he approached it in what was a chaotic moment. Milliseconds of decision-making.
Sometimes you just gotta clutch it up. You know, you just gotta make a play if you want to keep your team in this tournament. And it's plays like that that are momentum shifters, right? It's one of those plays so big, so massive, that it gets your team so dang hyped that you just become an unstoppable force for it, right? So they got it in that game, and yeah, you can see that. You want to gain some faith in your squad? You want your team to believe in you? That is how you do it, and that is a kiss well-deserved.
There was no buckshot in that shotgun, Jigs. It was all slugs. He just uppercutted the whole lobby.
Made a play. That was one of the plays of the tournament so far. I mean, 1v3 to win the game, and if this squad makes it into the finals, that was it right there, guys. That is the play that made that possible.
From feeling like it was becoming an impossibility to really just dialing in and immediately, like you say, locking in, knowing the game plan, understanding we have to fight. And they were so proactive that entire time.
Yep. And that's the thing, though, guys, right, is you're in a situation where your back's against the wall and you can just look at it and be like, hey, you know what, whatever happens, happens. We're just going to play it out as is. No, like, this is what I love about this year in particular. We're seeing teams, coaches understand just doing whatever happens isn't going to work. You got to do something different. You got to adapt.
You do indeed. And we got to get down to the stage with Kalaris to hear from Godlike.
That's right, thank you very much, boys. Here I'm with S-Power once again to talk about that first victory, as well as what was going on in Erangel, but I want to focus on Rondo to start things off. Obviously, you guys had great eliminations to start things off over in Neox, and then from the north side of that circle, you looked very controlled, and then when SUG wrapped around, you looked super controlled against